Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First Plus. I'm Joy Lim Nakron. I want to take you live to our special event that is getting underway here, Books to Kids. And, you know, we're so happy that this has really become a tradition here at Atlanta News First. And right now you can see some of our team at Mableton's Riverside Elementary School set to deliver books to kids to really build confidence in reading. And the idea is really to teach kids to read, so that they're learning to read now, and then in the future they read to learn. You know, our anchors, meteorologists, even Georgia State University cheerleaders are on campus this morning helping distribute more than 5,000 books to Mableton's Riverside Elementary School, where you see events are set to get underway. Books to Kids, our initiative, started in 2018, and we're so proud of it because since then more than 88,000 books have been handed out to kids all around the metro Atlanta community, in various different, you know, cities and towns. And research shows that if children do not become confident readers by third grade, they have a hard time catching up. So that's why events like Books to Kids are really crucial for the next generation of readers, really an important initiative for us at Atlanta News First. Also want to give a shout out to our sponsors because we certainly couldn't do this without their help. Ken Nugent, Attorneys at Law, Troncalli Subaru and Subaru of Kennesaw, Delta Community Credit Union, McDonald's, Page Turners Make Great Learners, Two Men in a Truck, Georgia State University, and the Georgia Department of Education. And again, looking back out here live, this is a look at Mableton's Riverside Elementary School. We are set to deliver more than 5,000 books on campus with our team of anchors, meteorologists, and GSU cheerleaders on campus for that. So we're super excited. You know, we have a number of events scheduled throughout the day for our Books to Kids. You know, in just a couple of minutes, the students are going to start coming into the activity room for their books. All 5 books are going to be in the Atlanta News First Books to Kids cinch sack. And again, the GSU athletes and cheerleaders are going to join our news talent to greet the kids as they come in. And they're going to read to each class in the media center, and distributing thousands of books. So we're super proud, super excited for all that. Hopefully the kids are excited as well. And you can see members of our team right now, some of them you might recognize. You know, we even have our Telemundo partners there, I can see, in addition to some of our Atlanta News First staff, who I'm sure that you recognize, both on air and off air. You can see morning anchor Ryan Harris there. It looks like some cheerleaders from GSU standing by. And then in the red shirt there, you probably recognize Maria Moreau, who you might see here on ANF Plus, often anchoring. And you know, it's just an event that's really important to us. There's Josh Skinner, who's put together the reports. And while we're waiting for this to get underway, I'm going to toss it to a previous report that Josh Skinner did from one of our prior Books to Kids.
Books, they're important. That's why Atlanta News First was at College Park Elementary School today, giving away more than 2,600 books to elementary school students. The 24th edition of Books to Kids was a page-turner.
They have to get into reading because, you know, that's a future skill that you need in life.
Atlanta News First barged into College Park Elementary School today, giving out more than 2,600 books. And nobody gets more excited to read than Sean Gables.
I imagine I'm an A+ student.
It's fun, but, like, super important.
Everything they're going to do for the remainder of their life is going to touch reading in some form or fashion.
Atlanta News First has given out more than 86,000 books with Books to Kids, thanks in part to sponsors like Ken Nugent Attorneys at Law and Delta Community Credit Union.
If we can start that love of reading at this level, people can do anything they want to do with their lives.
Literacy is a fundamental life skill. It teaches so much. It teaches personal agency, critical thinking.
Because the science says that once kids hit third grade, they should move from learning to read to reading to learn.
This brings a mix of reading on students' level, giving them the opportunity to practice those skills that they're required through the science of reading, but then there's the actual I love books.
At College Park Elementary School, Joshua Skinner.
So now back out here live at Riverside Elementary School in Mableton. You can see some of these little ones getting their sunshots in Atlanta News First with their books inside. And you can see there's a lot of excitement. That's the point really, to get these kids excited about learning. And it's going to help them throughout their whole lives. If they can learn to read now, they can read to learn. So cute. So I'm just going to let you guys watch and enjoy this, because it's
turn this way. Stop. That's okay.
All right, so you just heard the second graders coming into here at Riverside Elementary School. We have our Chief Meteorologist, Jen Valdez, here with me. I'm Maria Moreau with Atlanta News First Plus. You just read to these wonderful group of second graders here at Riverside Elementary, and this is such an important initiative and community service that we do here at Atlanta News First. You've been to a good couple of these.
Almost all of them. Almost.
More than 88,000 books across, I think, over 26 Metro Atlanta elementary schools. Talk to me about coming here each time and meeting with the kids and reading to them.
It's awesome. I have two kids, and we started Books to Kids ever since my kids were little. Now they're in middle school, so I see all these little faces, and it makes me sad. I miss having little babies at home. But as a mom, it's so important that these kids read, and studies have shown that a lot of the children, a lot of the schools we go to, some kids don't have their own books to read at home. So it's really important that they have them, and at night, before they go to bed, they can read their own books, they can share it with their siblings, and they can learn about whatever they want. So I was telling the kids here at Riverside Elementary how when I was little, I was really fascinated by the weather. So I always read about lightning and the sun and hurricanes, especially relevant right now. And that's really what piqued my interest into meteorology. So even at a really young age, these were second graders, they're already figuring out what they can do for their future. So the more they can read, the more they can learn, and really read about what they like, because I think especially when you're really little, it's important that you read about what interests you, because if you're always reading what a teacher gives you and maybe it's not what you're interested in, it makes reading boring. But if you're reading about something you really enjoy, it just opens up a whole new world.
No, exactly. And, you know, part of the research is that if students aren't reading proficiently by the third grade, that really hinders their future success in reading and literacy. So it's important to start as early as possible for the parents that don't have their little ones in school yet, even reading to them like you just did today. You know, part of why we do this, each student gets to go home with 5 books, and it really sets them up for success in reading, because access to books is not always possible for parents.
Yeah, no, for sure. And each grade level gets a bag of books designated for that grade. So these are all hand-picked books that we go through and we decide what would be best for this grade. There's also a wide variety of books. So again, hopefully there's something in there that really interests them, and it gets them excited about reading, because sometimes it's hard to get excited about reading, especially when you're learning to read. You can get frustrated, or if you're having trouble with certain words, or maybe it's just taking you a little longer to learn to read than maybe some other kids in the class. That can be frustrating. So it's really important that they take the time at home, away from other kids, and really get to do what they enjoy doing. And hopefully we are building a love of reading, because as you know, it's so important in anything you want to do in the future.
Absolutely. And talk to me a little bit about, you know, being a parent and encouraging children to read. They don't always want to do it, so it's important to build that excitement for them. And you did that so well with these students here today. What book do you have in front of you here?
So they had a couple books for me to pick from. I picked this one. I love all of these books. This one is There Was a Cold Lady Who Swallowed Some Snow.
I love that one.
And it's by Lucille Calandro, if I'm saying it right, but she's got a ton of books. They're all hilarious, and I used to read these to my kids. So when I saw the stack, I'm like, I want that one, because it's so cute, it's so funny. The kids loved it. Of course, it has to do with snow, so I'm gonna love anything that has to do with the weather. But it was a super cute book. They loved it, they laughed, and I think, again, they sat down, were quiet, and really wanted to hear the story. So I think hopefully they'll do that at home as well. And you asked me about being a mom kids, you know, even, now my kids are in middle school, so the dynamic has changed a little bit because I used to go in bed, correct, and I used to lay in bed with them and we would read a book every night. And I, you know, but now like they're gonna read because I'm not going, you know, I don't read to them anymore that they're in middle school. And sometimes they'll be like, I don't like to read. I'm like, well, then pick a book you like, and then they enjoy it. So I think that's the key. I let them pick their books, and then they like reading. But otherwise, it gets a little difficult sometimes. But in middle schoolers, everyone understands as a middle schooler.
Yeah, and we got to talk to some of these students off camera, and to see them pull out these books and get excited. I mean, there was one student that was like, I saw this one in the library, and now he gets to take that home, and that's his book. You know, they get highlighters, and I do believe we have another class coming in. So this is what we do at Books to Kids. We have the Atlanta News First team of anchors, of our chief meteorologist, and a wonderful staff welcoming these students. So we're gonna go ahead and give out some high fives and then read to some kids.
I love it. Thanks, Maria. We'll see you guys in a bit.
And we are gonna bring in more Atlanta News First team members that you'll get to see here. But first, we're gonna welcome this next group for our Books to Kids September event.
talk to some kids about their book. your uncles or brothers and sisters are getting ready for school in the morning, and they might turn the TV on to hear what the news was, right? So that's what I get to do in the morning, is tell people the news. But this morning, what I get to do is I get to read to you. You guys, do you like to read to you? So the name of the book that I'm going to read today, everybody can hear me? It's called Bamboo. So this looks to me like maybe a book about a vampire and a doodle? A doodle? No, we're going to find out now, okay? So here we go. Bamboo, right? Can y'all see this? Oh, it's about Halloween. I love it. Okay. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's Halloween. Ears pick up. Who's here for Poodle Pup? Can you see Poodle Pup? So somebody must be at the door, so he is kind of nervous and excited, right? So we're going to go see what's going on. Oh, it's a whole bunch of little doggies. Let's bring their doggy friend at the door. It's not a little person, it's a dog. Doggy center greeting their friends. Quack, quack, quack. Yes, yes, yes. So Bamboo grins. When you see the poodle laughing, so he's really happy to see his doggy friends, right? See all the different little dogs. What do you have dogs at home? I have two. So off to the backyard they go. Stay a little while. Time to party puppy style. Now how do you think puppies are going to party? What do you think they're going to do to party? Bark, bark, bark. I bet that's what they're going to do. They're going to run. I bet they will. Let's find out. It looks to me like they're wagging their tails, right? They're wagging their tails, running around, barking at each other. So then they said, they're fetching. Are they fetching? So somebody throws the balls and they fetch, or maybe they're picking up their sticks. Then they jump on the wagon that has the pumpkins in it. I know, they're messing with pumpkins. Look, right? And then they're playing tug of war, because you know doggies like to do that too. So maybe one got one end of the rope, the other one got the other end of the rope. Back and forth. So they're just having a good time, aren't they? They are really. Oh, Bob goes to the weeds. So he's eating hot dogs right out of that chest. Now, do you think he was supposed to do that? I bet he wasn't. But Bob sure did. I know, he might get sick. Slobber, slobber, chew, chew. That's what that dog's doing. Come on back, Pug. We want some too. So all of his doggy friends decided they wanted some hot dogs too. I don't think he's setting a very good example, but there you go, right? And he takes off with all those hot dogs right there with him. See? Chasing them around. Then they do some frisky romping. You know what it means to romp? Romp means to kind of hang out and run around. So next time you can romp around. Okay? Yappy yap. So that's okay. You say I'm talking to my friend. They're yapping. Yap, yap, yap. Yap, yap, yap. Yap, yap. All of a sudden, stop. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Who is that? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't know who it is. Somebody just showed up.
and take a look at this class that just read the Vampoodle, which is an interesting book. I didn't expect to like it so much. It's very creative, very animated, and exactly what these young readers need is something that pulls them in and excites them. Maria Moreau here with ATL Live, Jovina Horton-Evans. You guys do wonderful work for the community on ATL Live, and here you are at Books to Kids. Tell me how you're feeling. I mean, this is your first time joining us. We've done these across more than 26 Metro Atlanta elementary schools.
Well, I will say I'm really getting my sticker tearing skills up to par because when the second graders came through, we hit a bottleneck, so I definitely want to make sure that the kindergartners leave with their stickers. But it has been a lot of fun today. Vampoodle I thought was also an interesting choice. Who knew that there was such thing as a vampire poodle? But that's what we're here to do, is learn today. But really, I got to go inside one of the kindergarten classrooms earlier this morning and talk with their students very briefly just about their favorite books and understanding that reading is fundamental. If you don't have that as your baseline, then it's hard to accomplish anything else in life. So to be able to have these students leave with free books and then hopefully share those books with other people is the goal, and it's been really nice. Everyone is in such a good mood.
Yeah, it's such a good mood. These students are so excited pulling their 5 books out and seeing what they got in their goodie bag. I asked this of Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez. I'm going to ask you, was there a book in your younger reading years that really excited you for reading?
Yes. Okay, so I really like the Junie B. Jones book series when I was younger. And then there's one book that stuck out to me in 4th grade, I think it was. It's called Tuck Everlasting, where they drink this water that allows them to live forever. And I thought it was such a cool concept at the time, but now I'm like, there is beauty in getting older and aging. So it's an interesting read as a 4th grader, and then to revisit those thoughts as an adult and how you would perceive the story now.
Yeah, for me it was Nancy Drew. All of her detective work got me excited now as a journalist, continuing on. So these books can have such a significant impact on young readers, and research shows that if they are not reading at their given level by the 3rd grade, they are going to have a hard time catching up. So it's really important, even before they get into school, for parents to sit down and make reading fun and take the time to make it a home activity.
Yeah, and make it fun. Make it an activity, make it a routine. I am a big reader now as an adult, and I'm really appreciative of that because my mom and dad, both of them, are big readers, and you kind of have to find your lane, right? Not every genre may be for every person. I personally love a good mystery or a drama or historical fiction. That's like what I'm into, but you might like science books or whatever that might be. And I hope that this little tidbit of exposure will get them excited to explore what else they might enjoy reading, because it's not always what's in the classroom. It can be outside as well, and bring that joy and continue it with others.
Jovina, something that really warmed my heart, seeing these students come in a little nervous, a little unsure of what is going on in here, and then now seeing them walk out holding their books with so much excitement and eagerness is just a testament to why we do this every single month, Books to Kids. And we've given out over 88,000 books across several Metro Atlanta schools, so talk about what an impact that is.
Oh yes, and I mean, even from them coming down the red carpet and the overall, it was so cute. We've been doing, the high fives and everything, and this one little girl didn't give me a high five, but she just like balled her fist and was like, I'm so excited. So I love seeing their energy, and honestly, I think it's good for us too, as adults in the room, to see how excited people can be about books and to reignite some of that in ourselves as well. You're never too old to read and learn something new and experience it through the pages of a book. And we know that's how all of us got started here. All of us, are journalists in some form or fashion. So that means we like to read and write and, share information. And that really is what they're doing here today. As Josh walked through our
creative services everywhere capturing this moment. I want to talk about these bins right here. This is where we are handing out the 5 books for every single student that walks through these doors. We're about to welcome another class in who will get the chance to sit down and have a book read to them and get the pens and highlighters and books that they're going to need. But it comes out of these bins right here, and there are so many books in here that are each tailored to the student's reading level. So if it's a second grader, they're going to get second grade appropriate books. Nothing too challenging, nothing that is too simple. So it's really well thought out, and we hand pick each book back at the station at Atlanta News First.
Yes, and it was nice talking with some of our sponsors from earlier this morning about that, because McDonald's being the one that I spoke with, and why they do it and why they keep coming back. I understand that, and I'm relatively new to ATL Live and the station as a whole. I understand we've been doing this for about 6 years or so. McDonald's is explaining that they've come back over the last 2 years. I plan to do it again next year because of what this does for people, and I think almost all of us can think back to a book that sparked the joy for us. And I hear we have another grade coming in.
So let's take you now to, we have Pounce, we have the GSU cheerleaders and the Atlanta News First staff, as well as ATL Live here. We're going to welcome the second class, or I believe the third class that will get books read to them and take home 5 wonderful books. Jovina, thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Let's welcome that class in now.
happening, at different businesses. So bottom line, there are a lot of stories for us to choose from when we're putting our newscasts together every day. What we try to do is to find the stories that are most impactful, stories that mean the most to the largest number of people. So you think about it, what do most people care about when they're sort of getting ready to start their day? In the mornings, that's what I'm on TV. Think about people want to know what the weather is going to be like. So we're always going to do stories about what the weather is going to be like. People are about to get in their cars or get on school buses to go to school. We want to know what the traffic is going to be like. So those are things that we cover every week. And then we look for other stories too that we think people would be interested in knowing about. And that's how we put our newscast together. Very good question.
I'll answer my question. My name is Blair, and so I it was at 6:11 or 6:11, so late at night when you should be sleeping. So what you see up here, we're the faces of. We're usually the last line that's going to see the information that's going to go out on your TV or on your computer. But we have a huge team that's working right now. They come in at midnight, they come in the morning, they come in the afternoon. We have a bunch of, we call them the gatekeepers. So a bunch of different layers of people checking scripts, with people out in the field who are making sure the information's right. But it goes through several different layers before it actually gets out there on TV. And so maybe some of what I'm looking at is how I'm going to say it on TV tonight, but also making sure it's right. But also if there's a question about it, we'll go back to the team and say, are we sure that's what it's right? But we can't ask that question. We want to make sure it's right. What we put out there is good. That's a really good question because in this day and age, with the presidential election going on and everything, it is so important that we're getting it right as best we can. That's a really good question.
do the morning show announcements. Do you guys kind of like our morning announcements here? Yeah. So I would do that. I was one of the anchors for our broadcast, and that allowed me to do something, or I should say, get me prepared for what is coming, to what I'm going to dream on living now. So for me, it was about learning how to read and read efficiently, understanding what I was reading, but also just knowing how to comfortably talk to people and to ask questions. So yeah, so at you guys' age, I actually had that dream of someday being on TV, and I still go back to that sometimes, especially when I talk with you guys, and looking into the camera and thinking someday the city will be watching. Well, that dream became reality, so you can do it too.
And I'll just think back just because I'm the opposite. I had no idea what I wanted to do when I was you guys' age. Does anybody else not know what you really want to do? Right. So I was right where you guys are, but I did love to read, I will say. And so you learn how to read, you learn what you're interested in, and you can do whatever you want. You have a lot of time to figure it out.
And Princeton, we still have to, most of us sitting here, we say we still have dreams. We're told our dreams may be older for our kids or whatever.
You guys had some of the best questions we've ever heard. We want to thank you guys for having us today. You got to read the books that are in that bag, okay? And everybody promise us you will read the books and read.
they watch every morning. Speaking of watching the news in the morning, I'm here with Atlanta News First anchor Gurveer Dinza. Gurveer, you got to read to these students.
I did.
You answered some of their questions, and it's interesting to see at different grade levels their interest levels.
I know. You know what? So I got to read to the kindergartners, which was great. These are fifth graders here. I got to tell you, these guys were really smart. They had their questions written out on little slips of paper, and I thought they asked some really good questions. Because a lot of times you get things like, how much money do you make, that kind of stuff. But these guys asked some really good questions about basically how we verify the information that we get, that we present on the news. Things like, what about your education? What did you study in school? So I thought they were really thoughtful questions, but I loved it.
We've been to over 26 elementary schools across Metro Atlanta. Over 88,000 books went home to children.
Yes.
You have been at a number of these Books to Kids events. What's your favorite part?
Honestly, it is getting the question and answers with them, because they're so curious, and obviously their world is much different from when I was growing up. A lot of them don't remember what a newspaper was like unless their grandparents tell them. And the other part too, I think, is like, this is a really diverse group. And I'm from India. My family came over from India when I was 7 years old. And so I love the opportunity to be able to tell them, because a lot of them are from different countries, maybe their parents don't speak English. I can relate to that. I can say, you know what, I know exactly how you feel, and maybe you're new to the school, and maybe you're still learning English. And so I love that. I love for them to be able to see that they can really be anything they want to be.
I'm so glad you bring up the importance of getting young students and young children reading ready, because research shows if they're not proficient by the third grade, they're really going to have a hard time later in life. Talk to the parents out there who really want to see their young one grow confidence in reading, but maybe they're having a hard time.
You know what? So I can only speak from my personal experience. So because my family came to America when I was 7 years old, I'm the oldest of three girls. I have two younger sisters who we all came together. My mom had $40 in her pocket, and we flew from India to America. I spoke a little bit of English, not a lot. But I know that for me, books kind of opened up the world. My parents wanted me to read so that I would know what was happening in the world. So even though, I think I love history because of that. My dad would take us to the library on Saturdays and drop us off, and we'd check out books. And I love to say that I traveled with Jim Bowie, and I just, Amelia Earhart, like I flew with Amelia Earhart. And it just opened up the world and gave me the opportunity to experience things I might never have if I had not been able to read.
We here at Atlanta News First handpick each of the 5 books that go to every single student. We handpick them so that they are matched to their grade level. So these 5th graders will walk away with some very unique books. I was wondering if you could help me go into this bin and show our viewers that are watching Atlanta News First some of these books that the kids will take home. So let's go to this bin right over here and pull out one of these bags and kind of show me what the books that we're working with are. We're going to show folks back home that couldn't make it out here.
So there are 5 books in here. How about that one about Betty White?
I love that.
Like, she's a legend. So there's a book about Betty White, and she was a big animal lover, right? Big animal advocate. So this can tell them a little bit about Betty White. It can also tell them maybe about pet adoption, right? So that's one. There is Malala's Magic Pencil. That is going to be amazing. This won the Nobel Peace Prize. So, this is a book that will help them explore what other parts of the world are like, what other cultures are like. That's really important.
That's so special.
So that's pretty cool. And let me pull one more out of here and we'll see what else is in here, because they're a little different than the kindergartners had. Frog on a Log.
A classic.
That's a fun one. We've got Life Cycles, which talks a lot about, plants and growth and that kind of thing. So those that are interested in science may be able to learn a little something. Today I will fly, and I guess that's when pigs fly. But you know what? Maybe these kids have said, you know what? Today may be the day I get to fly, because those people from Atlanta News First told me I could do anything in the world I wanted to do. So,
and you know what? Not just reading, but these books give imagination and empowerment and confidence to these young learners, and they get to learn about wonderful icons like Betty White, like Malala over here, and really connect with the characters and the people.
Exactly. I love that. And I also love the fact that a lot of times you give these bags to these kids and they're like, wait a minute, I get to keep these? Yeah, you get to keep these. And you can start building your library right now, right?
Right, exactly. They get to start building their library. The parents get to help them get excited about reading. So we're going to welcome this next class coming in. But Gravir, thank you so much. I know you join us every morning and deliver the top stories, introduce us to a lot of community characters here in Metro Atlanta, and then you come out and you read to the kids, and it's so special to connect with the community.
I love it. We're just so grateful, and they're good kids, you know. It's keeping the adults quiet back here that's a little harder.
We're going to go ahead and step out of the frame. I want to welcome the next class here that are lined up just outside of that door, and they're going to get a chance to meet our wonderful Atlanta News First anchors, meteorologists, and the team that puts this all together, as well as take home 5 books carefully crafted to their reading level that is going to set them up with the confidence, imagination, and reading success that will take them through the years beyond. The class just behind this door are 1st graders, so we are going to welcome them in now with some high fives. We got GSU cheerleaders, Pounce, of course, that is just outside of frame of this camera. He's going to be welcoming these students, and they'll get a chance to have some books to take home and have the Atlanta News First team read to them and get them excited about reading.
How long? Are you going to be shooting this next